Welcome back to the dumbest modeling channel on all of YouTube, Pitstain Hobbies. I'm your co-pilot Ian here, and we're back on the Agora Models Mitsubishi A6M Zero. We're starting with pack 4 in this installment. Such a nice model. So many parts, a lot of parts. Very intricate model. You're not gonna ever feel wanting that they're like a stage or one of these packs was like, that wasn't fulfilled. You got a ton to do. And this is all tiny parts. Even so, let's grab 27. That's the first part in the stage. There's a whole lot to do in all these packs. I mean, that's basically Agora's modus operandi, is there's always a lot to do in every pack, which is nice. Now, let's see what we get in the pack here. Knife, check. There we go. If you want to check it out, we are also building, we're about to finish Agora's Leopard 2A6 main battle tank. We've started on the Optimus Prime. We just got the first pack of the DB5. That video's up. I've got a pile of Agora boxes here, just constantly calling to my name in the middle of the night. We have this lovely little, whoa, hello, little pilot seat. Where does that guy go? Oh, it's over here. Okay, I'm gonna have to glue that back on. It's a little piece of photo etch with a leather belt, and that did come off, but you know, not the end of the world. We have crazy glue, and we also have controls here. It looks like the flight yoke, but I could be mistaken. And we have a tiny little water slide decal. And for the people that go, why are you saying decal so wrong? It's just fun. I heard somebody say decal once. I don't know if they were in the UK or Australia. They said decal. It just stuck in my head. We're going to need to apply this water slide. And they're not that hard to do. It's going to go on here in the front of the cockpit. And what we did here was we filled up our Yeti cup with just really hot tap water. I prefer hot tap water. And I've got a little bit of this stuff. This is optional. Little mark setter. This you put down on the part before you put the decal down to help it promote adhesion. Geez, how did I get a bruise there? I don't know. And then I have Mr. Mark Softer. You only use this if you need a decal to like settle into recesses. There's a little bit of a recess in here, but I don't know if we'll really need that per se. I'm gonna put my instruction. Well, that's not instructions. I mean, it's like the whole little poster doohickey here. Put that to the side and get our water. There we go. And we're gonna pop the lid on there. I have like a new injury every time I do a video. It's always something. I'm very accident prone. That being said, I'm still managing to build this. We're gonna take our water slide decal. We're going to shake up our mark setter. I'm going to use a little bit. And basically, oh, hello. We want to get the round circle of the decal over that little round circle, that little gauge there. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'll do this live. I'm fine with that. It's no problem. 1 Mississippi. We have about 10 Mississippi in the warm water. I'm going to slap a little bit of that in the center where the decal's going. We're going to do a test slide, and we're going to see, and the decal moves. So what we want to do is just slide her into place. Whoa, she's all over the place. She gets on a little puddle of water. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to actually take this off of the water slide with the tweezers. The water slide backing paper. We're going to take the decal off of there. Now that we've got the Mr. Mark setter in there, this fella's a little big for its britches. Let's just get her set down into place with the tweezers. Okay, that's looking pretty good. That's in place. We're going to take a pointed low lint Q-tip, aka you could either buy the expensive Tamiya or Mr. Hobby ones, or you could just get the cheap gun cleaning swabs. on Amazon. I do have an Amazon link below, along with a link to Agora Models to check out this great model. And yeah, if you want to get any of the equipment or accoutrement that I use, just click on my Amazon link, and there's hundreds of things in there. You'll see how much I'm a compulsive shopper on Amazon. We're going to take a little tiny bit of this Mark Softer from Mr. Hobby. This, like I said, it's optional. It's just a habit I have. I always put a little bit on every decal. What that does is it softens the decal and makes it want to like really settle into any grooves. So we've got that in there. Looks pretty good. I'm going to put that down, put that aside. We're going to get this actually very hot tap water out of the way. It's fairly, I mean, not melting, not boiling. We're going to get our piece of water slide decal paper. Ah, okay, well, it's on the floor now. That's fine. We don't care. Now, this little seat belt did fall off of here, and it looks like it goes on just like that. And based on the curvature of the belt and the buckle being on the outside, it looks like, yeah, it should go right about there. I'm going to just get that glued back on real quick. Sorry, I'm just going to get that glued back on real quick, and I will return momentarily. Alrighty then, we're going to take the back wall of our cockpit that we built in the last pack, and we've got to put these two little pegs that are on the back of the seat into these two little black brackets. Now, if you get one of them in, okay, you'll see it's really hard to get the other one in. So what you do is you put your finger in the middle and put a finger on each end, and you flex the bracket outward, and then let it, oh, I just busted off one of my brackets. Oh, that was easy. There we go. And then we're gonna put a little crazy glue in these two hex-shaped openings here. If my glue will squeeze, cooperate, you bugger. Okay, just a little dab will do ya. And we're gonna get this bottom seat bracket in there. Push the top ones back into place. Okay, and our seat is on. All right. Now this is actually the seat adjustment lever. Oh, okay, fair enough. And that's gonna go right here, like that. I don't know why my camera's autofocus. I think it's because I'm on the gray side of the mat instead of the black. One of my friends said, "Why don't you use the gray side of your mat instead of the black side of your mat?" I don't know why he said that. I forget at this moment. But I think it was a horrible idea, Todd, or whoever said it. We're going to get these two pegs and these two holes. And we're just going to kind of let everything chillax. And put that aside. Now we need the front and floor of the cockpit with the machine guns from the previous part. And we didn't glue this thing down in the middle. That's why it's wobbly. It told us not to. And we need a side wall. We're going to need the left side wall. And we are to put this on. Let's see where she goes. How do you want to fit on there? Ah, is it under? Okay, yeah. It just goes under. Okay, and then those two pegs will rest into those holes there. We want glue, though. We want glue. Because there's solid red lines in the instructions. So, let's get her off of there. And we're going to get some more glue. And we're going to put it, oh, come on, right there in that recess, and a little there. And I'm going to throw a little in these two holes just for good measure. And a little bit of glue there, a little bit of glue there, a little bit of glue there, and a little bit of glue in each of those two holes. And we're going to kind of lean it back and then slide her into place. All right. And we're going to hold it in place for a little while until the crazy glue sets. All right, just to make sure she's stable. And I'll be right back once the glue dries. All right, so we got to glue in the front gauge panel. And there's this little pin here and this little tab here. And they have to go into this little hole right there and that little notch right up there. Now I did a test fit, and I found if I just kind of like wiggled the machine guns out of their nests there, the part goes in considerably easier. So now it's just to get her glued into place, and a little dab of crazy glue on the little pin in the tab, and then we just want to get her pushed into place. Okay. And the pin, is the pin seated? Come on, get in there. Okay. Okay, I clearly just have to hold this in place until it dries. I'll be right back. Alrighty. Well, the glue's dried on our control panel. Looks lovely. That water slide decal has sat down nicely. So now we're going to take the other side of here, and we're going to get that glued in. On this side, because we've got that gauge panel glued in, we're going to put a little dab of CA on that and that peg and this bottom area and right here and right here. We're going to do basically the same thing. We're going to rock her into place, but we've also got to there we go. Use a little screwdriver there just to swing it forward a little bit. Okay. This video is going to be a lot of me waiting for glue to dry. This might take a couple days to do. Pack, what are we on? Pack 4. I had to take a look. Because we're still on just step 27, the first part of the pack. But it's assembling a lot of previous parts there. So I'm going to let this dry, and I will return shortly. Alrighty, well, we're going to... I glued my fingers together at least once there. We're going to glue the back of the cockpit and the seat on here. And we've got these 4 primary pegs here. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this silver pipe that you see there, that just kind of scoots right through one of the holes. So we're going to get this lined up and pushed on. You can see that silver pipe scoots through, and I got more crazy glue on my fingertip. Okay, so now we've got, God, jeez, okay. Before I completely glue myself to this model, I'm going to very gently lay it down, wait for that glue to dry, and be right back. Alrighty, after me sparing you the enthralling viewage of glue drying, we're back, and we're going to route some wires. We're going to get these little fellas into these little notches right there. Okay, so we're going to get it in the notch, and then we're going to throw it inside. Oh, for God's sake, here we go. Let's see here. There we go. And we're going to get it through that opening there. We're going to do this on both sides. And let's get this. I feel like I still have crazy glue sticking to me somehow. I know this stuff is dried by now. It's been a minute. And, oh, my throat clearing. Somebody literally emailed me that my throat clearing is very disruptive. I'm very sorry. It's an involuntary physical reaction. I have sinus and, you know, respiratory thing. You know, it's It's not a nervous tick. I don't think it. No, I don't think it's a nervous tick. It just happens throughout the day. So there we go. So we're pinched in there. Okay. The wires are a little delicate on these part works, so just, don't just jam it in there like you're stuffing the Thanksgiving turkey. Try to be somewhat diplomatic with your wires. But yeah, that's in there. As long as it clears the structure, you're good to go. And it comes out of this hole. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Then we're going to plug them in. And basically, this side's going to go... This side is going to go in here. There we go. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. And I'll be right back. Oakley dokley then. All those are in. Now I've pulled the slack down here for now at least. We're going to take our front panel and our gun sight from an earlier stage, and we're going to place the black parts over the machine guns, and we're going to get these little bosses right onto their posts. Okay. Like so. And little guns have a couple little holes they stick into right there on both sides, and that's gonna fix those guns into place. Then we're gonna take a couple of the 03 screws from stage 19 and get those Inzine holes. This is a bit of a sense of satisfaction here now. We almost pretty much looking over. Yeah, we have pretty much a completed cockpit now. Yeah, I think that's the whole thing for the most part. There might be something else going in there, but there we go. Look at that. Nice. Now we just got to glue the oil tank on. Well, not glue. It has dotted lines, so the oil tank is just going to squeeze into place like so. The oil tank is on. All right, see, there's that throat clearing again. I told you. Non-voluntary. Okay, now the engine mount from the earlier stage. The opening is going to face up, and the 4 pegs are going to go in those 4 holes. And there are solid lines. So we're just going to sit that there. I'm just going to get a little glue. Oh, me and the crazy glue in this episode. I'm just constantly gluing my fingertips to stuff. But it is a job hazard that I have accepted happily to build something this cool. Okay? And once again, Ian is going to watch some movie while the glue dries for a few minutes, and then I shall return. Alrighty. Well, stage complete. The glue's dry, basically. So that's it. Oh, this thing is pretty dope. Sorry, I broke out a word from the 80s or the 90s. That is very nice. The guns are positively fixed in place now, so they're not flopping around anymore. Little, I guess, oxygen tanks, I'm assuming. Yeah, very nice. Okay, great. Moving on now. Stage 28. Oh, we're going to start some landing gear stuff. That's pretty complex. We're going to get this out of here. I don't think we'll need it for quite some time. And there is 28. Little bits and complex probably, which is what we like here. It's our favorite. Okay. And slicey. Oh, not in frame, Ian. Stage 28 parts. Here we go. Very nice. Got a little landing gear strut assembly there. A little guy. We got a couple brackety things. Another plate. A little thing with a couple of metal things on there. So like the little landing gear cover filler plates are going to be articulated. There's a microscopic little ball bearing in there. Oh my God, that is... I've been building models for a long time, and a lot of them with ball bearings, and that is by far the smallest ball bearing I have ever come into contact with. Wow, that's tiny. Okay, so let me get these out of here real quick, and let's just feel like, oh my god, these parts are so small. Okay, let's zoom in here. Okay, there we go. We're gonna take this. I gotta flip over to the black side. I think contrast is what things focus on camera wise, and this is keyed with a D shape. So this little gear will only go on if I don't drop it. It'll only go on one way, which is just like that. And then we're going to take our microscopic ball bearing, pop her onto the shaft. Oh, she's a tight fit. There we go. Push down on your work surface to get it fully seated. And that is also going to retain that gear somewhat. So really, you want to make sure, hold on, I'm going off camera. I want to get on the edge of my work mat. Okay. Fully seated. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. That's in there. Then we've got a couple of these things. I think this one is gonna go through like that. Okay. And then, oh lordy. Okay, hold on. Let me put this down. And then this little comb has a tiny, come on, focus. There's a tiny little thing sticking out. And we're gonna take this part right here. We're gonna stick the comb teeth side in, facing that way. And I'm scrolling cross-armed. Come on, focus. There we go. Okay. I'm going to take this tiny little block and no glue. We're going to press it down onto there to retain that little comb. Now this, I believe, is the landing gear extended indicator. Okay, and we want it popping out from the bottom there, just ever so slightly. There we go. All right. Oh, for God's sake, Ian. This little piggy went to market. This little piggy lost his mind. And that's gonna go, oh my gosh. And if we rotate, oh, there we go. There we go. Up and down. So the landing gear is extended. That little guy pops up. It'll probably pop up out of the surface of the wing. Ho, 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 ho. That is quite intricate. Now we're going to flip this fella over here. We're going to have it like this. And then take, whoo dear, okay. Take this little leg here, these two guys. And then we gotta, hold on, I'm gonna snap these into place. I'm gonna show you where they go because it's just too much to do while holding it under the camera. Be right back. All right, so those two little pins, there's two little holes at those two little pins going right there. And then we got the front one in here. We're gonna hold that into place. Then we're gonna take this retaining plate wrong way around. I'm going to take this retaining plate and push it on there. So this way, that little door, that little panel articulates. This is one complex little mechanism. It's awesome. And that is it for stage 28. 29, let's grab it. Okay, there's 29. If any of you could see me right now, I'm like looking over my nose underneath the magnifiers. Oh my gosh. I look like some archaeologist examining something in an Indiana Jones movie. Okay. There are little bits here. A couple of wheel halves. We got a little, rubber tires. Oh, rubber tires. I love rubber tires on models. I really do. There's nothing quite like a real rubber tire. And then we got yet another little gear. You know, all this landing gear is motorized. So this all makes sense. And another little ball bearing. I'm going to take our little ball bearing here. And we're going to throw onto this shaft. We're going to try to be just extra gentle right now. Oh, of course not. Of course we can't be. Come on, ball bearing. Up, there it goes. Okay. That's on without too much drama. But the ball bearing only needs to be about halfway down ultimately. But we'll align that when it comes to it. And then we're going to take the shaft here. And there is a D shape. And that goes down to there. And the ball bearing rests up against that shaft. So that's where we want that ball bearing. And we're going to glue these wheel halves together. We've got a keyway there, and we're going to pin them together. But let me get some crazy glue on those. And then I got to shove them in the tire. And this is fairly pliable, so we don't need to do the hot water bath on it. I'll be right back. All right, so our wheels glued together, and we're just gonna shove her inside the rubber tire here, and just yeah, this is pretty easy. This isn't like the tire on the No Time to Die Aston Martin DB5. That one I had to soak in hot water for a few minutes, but oh God, I think it's the gray. It's not liking the gray, the camera. It was always better with the black. This is the last time I listen to my friends, and that's it. Stage complete. We're leaving it like that for now, and then we're gonna get 30 out of the pack. Here's 30. Put these over here. Get this over here. Let's see what we got here. A lot of little parts in this stage. Okay, lots of itty bitty. Looks like hydraulic or brake lines. Couple little itty bitty pins and forks and a spring. And this axle shaft. And ooh, pre-painted part. There we go. And another little piece of hub there. So basically, let's just shove these out of here real quick. There we go. Itty bitty little things. I'm flipping this over after I'm done with this episode. I'm going back to the black side of my work mat. Whichever one of these fool friends of mine told me to do that. I'm going to get the little spring on this little shaft here. We're going to take this little landing gear assembly. And with the axle pointing up, we're going to shove it in the hole here. Oh, yeah. That's nice spring action right there. Not bad. Then we got to get a pin. Let's see here. How do we want to do this? Okay. So they've got it oriented this way in the instructions. And we got to get a pin right into that hole right there. So we're going to get one of those little pins in there. Now there's a couple different types of pins. So there's push parts in the hole. Okay, luckily with Adobe, since these are PDF instructions, we can actually zoom in. Okay, 08, 09, and 10. And the one we're going to put in the hole is 08. And that looks like this one with the knurling on the end of it. So what we're probably going to end up doing, God, now we have to zoom out. Hold on. One moment, please. So we're going to take this assembly with the axle pointing this way, and we're going to hold it. We got to hold it in there about halfway. I'm going to get this little pin started in this little hole. Oh, it goes in. Okay. So now we're going to take our little duck bills here. And that is in. Oh, focus, I swear. Whoever told me to flip over my cutting mat to the gray side. So that pin retains that shock shaft there. Very nice. And, yeah, note. Oh, wait, is the smooth end. Put the smooth end in first and then the knurls at the end. We've figured that out. Thank you. I'm going to take these two little parts. Now, there's a long pin and a short pin. Now, 09 is the short pin and number 10 is the long pin. And we're going to use the short pin. So we're going to take that short pin and we're going to put it through the holes here to hold these two together. And since this looks like a 3-person job and there's only one of me down here, I'll be right back. Okay, so that was a little bit of figuring out there. To get the pin through the center fork, I would recommend a 1mm PCB drill bit and spin it through the center fork until you get to the end, and then just give it a couple spins and then remove it. That'll make it a little easier to push this pin through. Now this pin, I just gently twisted it in to that opening there, and we're going to put it right here, right through this hole here. So we can actually take our pliers and gently twist it a little further in, because you want to get a start on it. You don't want to try to go end to end in one deft swoop. We can actually push this through a little bit more. I'm going to go about halfway. Come on, camera. It's that gray background. I swear, I know it's that gray background. And we're going to just get her started in there. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. And what we want to do is I want to push this pin through the center. There we go. And then get her lined up. Come on, focus. Lined up with the other side. And then up. The pin is longer than it needs to be, so we're going to try to like even it out on both sides. And then this end of this little leg just clips into these. Oh, God. Yeah, it's the gray cutting mat. I figured it out. I had the problems with the Aston Martin zoomed in, and now I'm having the problems with this, where it doesn't want to focus because the contrast ratio. And we're going to, there we go. And now, that's it. I think that's all she wrote. So this is going to articulate. Now this little elbow thing isn't a functional part. I almost broke it. And if you did, just email customer service. I'm sure a couple people have probably munched it. But yeah, just be careful. That's why I said run that. Oh my God. The smaller fork, run the 1mm drill bit through the hole. The outer edges will hold the pin. The inner one, you just want to clearance it a tiny bit. Clearance. What's your vector, Victor? Ready for takeoff. So that's good now. Whew. Okay, that was a little detailed. And then we're gonna take our little hydraulic line here, and we are going to glue it into these two pinholes here. These two pins here are going to glue it right in there. So I'm going to get that glued into place and focus. I swear, whoever told me to flip my cutting mat over, you're in trouble. I'm going to get those glued in. I'll be right back. Okay, so our little hydraulic line, it's a brake line. It's a brake line. That's glued on. So now what we got to do is there are these 3 little divots on each side, and we're going to just get a drop of crazy glue in each of those. And a little drip. A little drip will do you. And we are going to slightly elevate that arm, and we're going to take this with 6 little legs. We're just going to go on those 6 little glue spots, and you'll see lines up pretty well there with that. So we're just going to, there we go. It's nice. Okay. And we're going to hold that in place and let that dry. Now, this hydraulic line is supposed to be kind of pressed on to the side of this suspension arm here. We're going to have to glue that down because, I mean, it's just a little warpeted. We could bend it a little bit probably. But either way, we're going to just glue that down also right in place there. Like that, right on that back edge. And I'll be back once all that glue is done and dried. Alrighty. So I've got this section glued down right here. This is still free to go. It's not going to stick in as per the instructions. It's just plastic gets a little warped. What we got to do is put a tiny dab of CA on the bottom of this axle shaft here. Okay. And I'm actually going to go ahead and put a tiny dab on that brake line. And it's keyed, so it only goes on one way. And then we're going to get that little brake line to go in there. And now we're holding parts again. We're just going to hold those parts. So you just hold on while I hold these. Now we are going to put the wheel on the hub, flat side out, ridged. For God's sake, this great cutting mat is messing my autofocus. Ridged side in, fits on. Oh, for God's sake. Stop focusing on that. Focus on the, there we go. That's a little better. Focus on that. And now what we're going to do is there's that little hole right there. And we're going to get some CA glue. Let's just get the wheel out of the way. It'll make it easier. Get some CA glue right in there. Okay. Then we're going to drop the wheel on. And then we're going to put on this little spat or cowl. There we go. And we're going to hold that, and the wheel still rolls. I mean, it really doesn't need to roll technically. It's nice that it does, and it's very nice that it's rubber. Oh, I love rubber tires. Oh, rubber tires and models are the best. Okay, so I'm going to hold that. I'll be right back. Oh, wait. I won't be right back. Stage complete. We're going to go on to 31 after this. I'll be right back. We've retrieved stage 31 parts. Big, cool wig frame. This is, there we go. I'm not cutting this one open. It's a little awkward. I'm just gonna open it the old-fashioned way. There we go. I'm gonna pull out this intricate, cool part. Oh my lord, look at all that. Very nice. Zero Fighter, all aluminum. Obviously very flammable. And we got a bag of screws here. And we got some big silver screws, some medium silver screws, and some little black screws. And what we're interested in is literally just one of these little black screws. And we're going to put that onto our screwdriver. And we're going to secure this landing gear section here with one of these. Tight enough. Don't over tighten. Works perfectly. Little indicator pops up. Little flap door comes down. Everything closes into place nicely. Okay. And let's see here. I think that is that's stage 31 is now complete. So we have that wing. We still have some screws. We have our little landing gear assembly. We're going to go on to stage 32, the wingtip light. So 32 is right here. We just shake everything down. It's kind of like a packet of artificial sweetener. Shake it down before you open the top, so everything's at the bottom. There we go. Ah, very nice. Now we've got a little wiring harness here with let's just unravel this little basket. Okay. So it has the plug at one end, a little JST connector, little circuit board with an SMD, another little circuit board with an SMD, and a little 3mm, looks like, at the end of it. It's a pretty long wire, actually. 3-foot work surface. Yeah, let's see. It's about 20 inches long. Okay. Big wingspan on this girl. And we have a bag with a gear and a pin and some screws. We have a little plate there, and we have a little wingtip light. And we gotta shove the little rod into the gear. Put the banana. What is it? Put the banana in the coconut. How's that song go, everybody? Okay, whoever. Yeah, whatever the song that was, I vaguely, briefly referenced. Whoever can name it will get a free Pit Stain Hobbies keychain. There are now 48 left. One's already gone out to a bloke in Australia. And we're just going to press this down flush with the tip of that. Oh, no, we're going to go past flush a little bit. Oh, all right. To go past flush, you want something with a little bit of an opening in it. Anything with a gap. We could use the handle of these. There we go. Oh, went too far. No, I didn't. Ah, perfect. Right about 50-50. Okay, we're just going to put that down. And 03207. We need a screw. 03207. So there's the 4 smaller screws. We're going to need one of those. Ah, come on, come out of there. Come out of your... There we go. Keep everything in the bags if you can. And I'm going to use the bigger PH1. There we go. Magnetize your tips. Oh, look at that. Standard it right on end. And let's see here. We're going to take the wing and we are going to just put this here. Get a screw in there to hold it in place. Now, clear plastic parts can be a skosh on the brittle side. So once the part is firmly in place, stop tightening. That's it. Tighten only until it doesn't wiggle much anymore, or wiggle at all, really. I mean, it could wiggle a tiny bit, but that's it. And let's see here. That's that. And then, oh, we got to route some wires. So this little 3mm LED is going to go underneath, well, it's going to go into this little red clear section. There we go. In. Should it go in any further? I think it should. I think it should go in further. Let's grab our little tweezers here. Get in the middle of the LED. These tweezers are too weak. And squeezes right in. It's a tight fit. And then, no, and then. What are we gonna do here? We gotta get. Now I think these little SMDs are supposed to face up, but let me double check that first. Past the LED and the wire runs under the frame in 4 places shown. Okay, so we got to go. Wait, under the frame? Goes under the frame. So I guess we go Weaver through here. This is taking a couple minutes. And then over. Yeah. And over. Oh, Lord. Okay. A lot of bobbing and weaving here. Oh, I see. And then this is going to go into that channel right there. And this will be here. That doesn't make sense. There's a channel right here. I don't know. I'll be right back. I'm going to just get this in place, and I'm going to show you how the wiring goes. That's what we're going to do. Taking too long. All right. Had to reread the instructions a little. So these wires go over here. This bolts down with the LED back here. Goes under this little hook, through this channel, under this hook, then down through this hole, then up through that opening. Then you screw it down to there with the small 07 screws, and then run it around this stud here, around that stud there, then under this hook here, and then out. And that's it. And that is stage 32 completed. And on to 33. Ooh, we're putting the big 20 mil cannons in the wings, or at least going to unpack them in stage 33. So let's grab that. There's still a few more stages after this. These Agora packs are awesome. They have so many parts. There's 33. And let's open her up. There we go. So we got, I just want to mark these real quick. These are stage 32 screws. Close that Ziploc. These are stage 31 screws. This baggie's empty. Garbage. You're dead to me. Okay. And get this little gear here and this little cover. And that. 33. So you want to do this. You want to mark your screw bags for 31, 32. So it'll ask you for those screws in a later stage potentially. And we might as well just follow our own good advice here. 33. And the rest of these parts, we have what looks like the base of one of the 20mm wing cannons. And then some more electronicals here. Likely the, oh boy, oh this thing. Oh, so there's a 3mm LED on a JST connector. It's probably, I'm going to guess, that's the 20mm cannon light. And then we've got this wire. It's fine to go ahead and straighten out your wires if you have OCD like me, just to get them as straight as possible, because, I don't know, those wires all curled up drive me nuts. Oh, that's enough. All right. Looks like there's a couple of momentary micro switches here. I have no idea yet. We'll be back. And we're back. The Zero episodes are going to be very long. Okay, sorry about that. So we're going to take this little board with the two switches. They're basically, I think, up and down limit switches for the landing gear. I may actually know for a fact if I actually read everything in the instructions, but you know, words are fundamental, just not to me. We're going to slip this wire down this little hole here, and we are going to, without pinching the wires, put it down right, yeah, okay? And a couple of these little 33 screws are going to go in there, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, now we're going to take the body of our 20mm Canon, and we're going to take our LED, which we have bent at a 90-degree angle right there at the bulb, and we're going to wiggle that into the body of the Canon, and I'm going to use a flathead screwdriver to just push it in there. It is a fairly snug fit. I don't know if that's as far as it goes. Yep, okay. In there good. We're going to run these wires down the side. And we're going to get these bolted in. So we get this thing facing us. And then it's going to go like this. And it's going to go right into here. There's a peg. And we're going to get it right into that hole right there in the front. Okay. And we're going to throw one more screw right there. All right, be right back. All right, so it's down, and then ran the wire through here and then through that little rectangle hole and just out for now. And that is stage complete. And then 34, we're going to attach the left landing gear and motor, or the left landing gear and motor. Okay, let me get 34 out real quick here. Well, we still got 3 more stages after this. This thing is insanity how many parts they give you per stage. Cray cray. I just want to break these videos up to, like, you know, pack 4 part 1, pack 4 part 2, just so it's a little more digestible. Either way, here's our motor. We have a little cog. Come on, focus. I forgot to flip my mat over. I'm a jerk. Be right back. Alrighty. So we've got our landing gear assembly from before. We're just going to make sure she's laid flat. We're going to put her right down in here. Just like that. And then we're going to take from our stage 31 screws, we're going to take a small 3103 screw and put it right up into this front hole, like so, and a larger 3104 screw into this back hole right here. And then do this while you're holding it off the table. See? So that little thing pops up. There we go. Nice and smooth. Make sure it works smoothly. And that's that. So let's see here. The motor, little cog. Pop out the cog. It goes on the motor only one way because there's a cross drive at the tip of that motor. And then we're going to get that motor motorboated. No. Oh, geez, Ian. Come on, get your mind out of the gutter, giant child. Now, this motor doesn't appear to have any specific orientation to it, so we can put it in either way. I'm just going to get that line shoved through that little rectangle opening. Pull the wire through. A lot of wires in this motor. Lots of wires. And we're going to lay the motor down in that little cubby hole right there. Once that's in place, we're going to take this other gear from before and we're going to put that down in there like that. Now I'm going to go the extra mile and I'm going to put a little silicone lube. Make sure the landing gear and motor gear are properly engaged when installing these parts. Yes, absolutely. And then we're just going to take this cover and we're going to take 4 of these stage 32 screws and we're going to bolt the cover on like that, right there. So I'll be right back. Okay, so there we go. I had 1, 2, 3, 4 screws in there from stage 32, and you can no longer manually manipulate this landing gear because it's all hooked up to the motor and the gears, and you don't want to strip anything. But that's what you end up with, and we have now 4 wire harnesses coming out of this wing. What's next? That's stage complete. On to 35. Landing gear covers. Let's see here. 35 is the next to the last issue. And this has a lot of tiny parts. A lot of little bitty bits of metal here for the hinges. Got a couple larger plastic pieces here. A little bag of screws. We're going to draw 35 in that screw bag now, just so we know. There we go. And we got a whole bunch of itty bitty little metal bars and things. So let me get cracking on these instructions, and I'll be right back with the first step. All right, well, I've given up and I've turned on the overhead space heater. So these parts go on in a very specific orientation. This one, you just snap the pins in from the outside. This one you snap them in from the inside, but there's a long leg and a shorter leg. So follow the instructions, get those in the right orientation. And then this little guy clips right on. You just rock it right on there. I'll do this one for you right here. Let's, yeah, you know, this gray cutting mat with gray model parts was a horrible idea. But one of my friends said, oh, flip your mat over. The black side, blah, 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 bad for filming. So now with this one, we're going to take the longer side and put it at the back of the part according to the orientation of the instructions, and this little plastic bit will just rock on there. It's easier to push it on at a slight angle, and once it clicks, it clicks. So that's the first one. That's the second one. Both of these parts seem to be pretty much identical, and then we're just gonna, let's see, stage complete. That's it. Oh, can't even see them. Here we go. Stage complete, and a bag of screws still sitting there. And now we're going to grab stage 36. Oh, this looks, yeah, okay, this should be fun. All right, grab 36. And this is the last stage in pack 4. This is your 4th shipment, and you're already up to 36 stages of parts. Let's get back out of here so you can see something. Kind of why you come here to watch. Got that, big bag of screws. Nothing else left in there. Oh, nice, sturdy, heavy die-cast metal part here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this part and, okay. So we're going to hook this bottom hook. See right there? So it's hanging off of that part. And we're going to take this plastic doodad and hang that in there. So you can see the landing gear like that, with kind of the longer side at the back. Then we got a left and a right. So we want left. Left. There we go. And we're going to put this right there. And we're going to bolt it down with 2 screws. Right? Yeah, that's definitely not the left side is definitely the left side still. Okay, so let's put this there. Oh, we just lost this bottom rung here. So let's get that back on there. This is a little tricky. Hold on. Get that side facing out. Catch that in its slot and hold it down. Then bring this one up Get it out there. There we go. We're going to take our left part and secure that. Ah, fits perfect now. There we go. That's why it was having a little trouble. I just didn't have the pins in there anymore. And we're going to get 2 stage 35 screws in here, one at the front, one at the back. Be right back. Alrighty. I did the other side. It's the same exact process, so I'm trying to speed up the episode a little bit. Now we're going to take this and the wing, so in this orientation, and you got to kind of weave it. This is particularly, there we go. There we go. And you got to get those 4 holes onto the 4 posts, and you'll feel it kind of click into place. And then over 1, 2, 3, 4 holes, we're going to put 4 of these stage 36 screws, and I shall return shortly. Alrighty, those 4 screws are in right there. And we're going to grab our supercharger assembly from earlier in the build. And we are going to, what are we going to do here? Let's see. Okay, so that wire is just going to go straight down the middle here. And then it's going to sit onto these 3 bosses right here. And each, stay, good boy. Each of those 3 bosses, including that one right there, we're going to get another stage 36 screw. We'll be right back. All right, she's all screwed on, and that's it. We're done with pack 4 officially. That was a very complex stage. It was very involved. There's lots going on. Landing gear, see, in there in the little landing gear bay, well, whatever. I got 3-in-1 oil all over the place. What a nostalgic smell, the 3-in-1 oil. Like, until I started building Partworks models, I haven't smelled that scent since I was a little kid, and my dad was like oiling up hinges on a door. But if you want to get those memories of childhood back in the smell of 3-in-1 oil, you can get one of these little dispensers in the 3-in-1 oil. It's on my Amazon store, the link below. More important, the link to Agora Models to go check out this Zero Fighter kit. This thing is sneaky. You're like, it's a fighter plane. It's got a lot going on. It is, if you enjoy all the little mechanical bits, and it's just amazing. So that being said, that's it for this episode of Pitstain Tries to Build a Zero. It's going along pretty well so far. I mean, nothing's not fit. Everything's fit. Nothing needed any like sanding or snipping or modifications or any of that. Always use your 3-in-1 oil when you're going into the metal screws into metal parts. But other than that, really nice. Really nice. I'm happy with it. So thanks for checking it out. Stay tuned next time when we're back on that. Well, we'll be back on. We have like 6 partworks going on the channel now at this point. It's getting a little nutty. But we're gonna finish up the Leopard 2A6 really soon. I just got to finish it up during the daylight so I can do the test drive outdoors for everybody. And Optimus Prime, and like, what else am I forgetting here? Oh my God, the DB5 we just did pack 1 of. That thing was ridiculous. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time. Adios. Domo arigato. I don't know. Whatever. Later.